This technique is our hip throw. Now I'm going to take a little bit more time on the hip throw because I'm going to show you what I do to introduce a hip throw to people, all right? Because it's all about lifting. This is a weight-bearing throw, so we need to lift properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my partner behind me. I'm going to grab his arms. I'm going to put them across my shoulders this way. I'm going to have my feet in a shoulder width position, okay? Now when I have him behind me, he's nice and tight. There's no space between my back and his chest, okay? And I keep these arms here nice and tight. Now, my hips are in line with his hips. If I am lined up like this, it's not gonna work because I'm going to be picking up half of his body. I need to pick up his entire body. So I need to make sure that my hips and his hips are in line. I don't want my feet too close together, right? I have no foundation to be able to lift. So my feet under my hips, shoulder width apart. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend my knees. I'm not going to lean forward. I'm going to bend my knees, get my belt lower than his belt. And as I bend my knees, I pull him forward. Then I lift with my legs and I'm going to put him back down. So if we turn sideways, okay, now again, tight, arms, feet shoulder width apart. I bend my knees, I pull and take his weight on my back. I lift with my legs. I want to try and get my butt down onto his thighs. What you will see and how it is difficult for some people is when their partner decides to drop their knees in this technique as well. We need to encourage the partner to relax and stay standing, okay? So one more time. We are close, okay? I bend, I pull them forward, I lift, and I put them back down. So I would do 10 and then have the partner do 10. Now the second part of this exercise is we start getting into the throwing position. So this time the right hand goes underneath his arms, into his back. I grab this one, I stick it under. I tell my students, if you're standing like this, you're dancing. You don't want to be dancing, you want to be throwing. So I need to turn and look. Push the hip out so that it's in line with his hips. I bend, I pull, I lift with my legs. Okay. Hand under. I like it between the shoulder blades, and I'll explain why. I adjust my feet. Look, if I stay standing, I don't have his entire body. I need to push my hip through. I bend. And I need to get down nice and low. I pull him forward, I lift with my legs. I like my hand between their shoulder blades for this reason. If my hand is down around their hip and I'm here, right, and I come like this, he can just put his head up and now he's not going to go anywhere. Remember when we talked about balance, hips and ears. I need to take them off balance. So by putting my hand between his shoulder blades up here, once I'm in this position, I use this hand to pull his head forward, okay? So I bend and I pull. Now in the next part, we're going to execute the throw. Here's where we need to explain to our partner their break fall. Simply put your hand out and leave it there. I will bring you around so that you can hit the mat. I tease my students. If I see them holding on, I know they're Star Trek fans because I call them Klingons, okay? We don't want Klingons or our partner is going to get hurt by not doing their break fall. So, same beginning. Hand through, shoulder blades. I grab this one, under my arm. I position myself. I bend, I lift, and I pull. Okay? Hand, arm, turn, I bend, I lift, and I pull them forward. Okay? One more time. If you see they're sliding off the side, okay, or you see that as they're coming, one foot is not leaving the ground, look at their hip position. Hip needs to be out, needs to be in line. Another way of thinking about it is wherever the knot on his belt is in the same direction as the knot on your belt. If his belt is facing that way and mine is facing that way, I'm not going to be able to throw him. All right. Again, hand between the shoulder blades. I grab. I turn. I bend. I lift, pull his head, lift with my leg, and I bring him around. Knee drop, stamping kick, throw that hand away. All right, last one. We're going to do it this way. Move the hands, knee to the groin, step down, turn, lift, and through. 1, 2, throw that hand back. And that's our hip throw.